Okay, let's talk about it. That big, heavy question. What is my purpose? You know, it's something we all wrestle with. But what if we've been asking it the wrong way? In this explainer, we're going to completely reframe that question. We're not talking about some epic treasure hunt for a thing you've lost. Nope. We're talking about purpose as a craft, something you can literally start building piece by piece, starting right now.
So does this sound familiar at all? You know, that nagging feeling that you're just waiting for some huge sign, a lightning bolt from the sky, or I don't know, a giant map that just lays out your entire life for you. If you feel that way, trust me, you are not alone.
Yeah, that feeling of being a little lost, it's pretty universal, right? And that's exactly what the source material for today's explainer is all about, helping as many people as possible reframe this whole challenge. And hey, speaking of that, they did mention that if these ideas connect with you, if you find any value here, taking a second to like, comment, or subscribe, it actually helps this message get out to other people who might really need to hear it. So, with that said, let's jump right in. Let's talk about how we can start redefining purpose.
All right, so first things first, let's get clear on what we even mean by purpose. It is not the fancy job title, it's not the corner office, it's not some final destination you finally arrive at and then poof, you're done. No, the idea here is to think of it more like the energy, the fuel that actually pulls you out of bed in the morning. It's the simple, day-by-day reason you move forward.
Okay, so if purpose is just that daily energy, why is it so darn hard to find? Well, according to this framework, it's because the whole search is flawed from the get-go. We've kind of been sold a myth about what it is and how to find it.
First off, let's talk about the pressure. It's immense, isn't it? We feel like our purpose has to be this epic, world-changing destiny. And that's like trying to walk around with a giant boulder on your back labeled expectations. It's so heavy, so paralyzing, that it makes even taking one small step forward feel totally pointless.
And all that pressure, it pushes us into what you could call the wanderer mode. We start running around like crazy from one thing to the next. A new job, a new city, a new hobby, another online course, always thinking the answer has got to be somewhere out there. And what's the result? We just end up completely exhausted and no closer to an answer.
You know, this quote from the source material just perfectly sums up the whole problem. It's like we're all searching for this one giant light switch in a massive dark room, hoping it'll just illuminate everything at once. But what if we've got it all wrong? What if the point isn't to find the switch, but to build our own small lamp?
Okay, I love that idea. So how do we actually start building that lamp? Well, this approach gives us a really simple but powerful reframe. It's a little test, really, that helps us shift our focus away from finding purpose and toward creating it.
And here's the core idea, the big reframe. Purpose isn't something you just stumble upon. It's what you build. It's what emerges right at the intersection of two really important things. Service, which is what you can give to others, and joy, which is what you genuinely love to do. Service and joy, that's the sweet spot.
So let's break that down, okay? The first question is the service question, and I really want you to think about this for a second. What can you do, genuinely do, that helps someone else or solves a problem? And look, we're talking small here. This is not about saving the world. Could it be as simple as being a good listener for a friend? Or making someone laugh when they're having a bad day? Absolutely.
All right, and the second piece of the puzzle is the joy question. So, ask yourself this. What activities just make you lose track of time? You know that feeling when you're in a state of flow, completely absorbed and energized by what you're doing? That's what we're looking for here. We're trying to pinpoint what genuinely lights you up from the inside out.
I think this is a great way to think about it. It's like you're throwing out the old compass that's always trying to point to some external true north. Instead, you're building an internal compass. And this one points you right to that sweet spot we talked about, the intersection of your own joy and how you can contribute to others.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, right? But the cool thing is, it's not just a nice idea. The source material lays out a super concrete, totally non-intimidating action plan that you can literally start this week. So let's get practical. Here we go. 3 small experiments. First, the 15-minute flow log. For the next few days, just take 15 minutes to jot down anything you did where you felt engaged, happy, or just in the zone. That's how you spot your joy. Second, low-stakes service. This is the magic step. Look at your list and find one tiny, super low-stakes way to use one of those joys to help someone. You love organizing? Offer to help a friend with one chaotic drawer. Not their whole house, just one drawer. Love to write? Send one encouraging text. That's it.
And finally, number 3, tweak the question. Ditch that big, scary "what is my purpose" question. Instead, just ask yourself this: what is my next meaningful contribution? See how much lighter that feels?
And that really brings us to the biggest takeaway here. The whole point of this explainer. Purpose isn't something you find hiding under a rock. It's not a discovery. It's a craft. It's something you practice, something you build, piece by tiny piece, day after day.
And I just love this quote. Purpose is a daily adjustment, not a final answer. It's so true. It takes all the pressure off. It's not about finding that one perfect final answer. It's just about making these little daily adjustments, constantly aligning what brings you joy with small ways you can be of service, over and over and over again.
So let's wrap up with this thought. Forget about searching for that giant light switch. Stop waiting for the grand map to arrive. Instead, just look at what's already right here in your own 2 hands and ask yourself the only question that really matters right now. What small lamp will you build today?